evening, everybody. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. We have got live basketball action coming up for you here in just a minute. Here at Edge School in Calgary, it is the Battle of Alberta ACAC style between the visiting NAIT Ooks and your SAIT Trojans. First half of a back-to-back here at Edge School. The men are going to be taking the court tonight at 8 o'clock. I am Brett Lipkowski. I'm going to have the call for you here tonight. It's going to be a great matchup between two teams looking to get back into the winner's circle here tonight. As we have the visiting NAIT Ooks coming into this one with a 5-13 record, currently sitting 6th place in the North Division, taking on the 8-11 SAIT Trojans, currently sitting in 7th in the South, looking to get into the playoff picture. Ooks control off of the tip-off, and they get going here, driving to the basket. The kick out, that is number 6, Peyton Nielsen. Not able to put that one in. Trojans gonna pick up here. Kyler Varga to inbound. Kyler Varga, as you can see there, heavily taped up leg. Doesn't appear to be bothering her as she races up the court. Leaves it for Kaylee Sellers, the 5th-year student out of Newfoundland. A tie-up called by the official. Possession going behind the back line to the Trojans. Going to be Baker to inbounds. Brooke Baker averaging over 17 a game here this season, good enough for 3rd in the ACAC. There's going to be Sellers running the offense. She pops up from deep, misses. Ooks now in transition, racing up. It's Ellie Wild. She hands it over to Payne, kicks it out. Huge denial at the rim by Mulholland. She leads the breakout. Nice, beautiful passing play, but a turnover as the Ooks do a good job of coming back on defense. Both these teams trying to find their footing early. From deep, that one a little bit too strong. Trojans pick up and go the other way. It's Baker running the court, kicks it out wide for 3 from Sellers, and it's good to start this one. Trojans jump out to an early 3-0 lead as Sellers hits that one all the way from St. John's. Sellers now on defense there, doing a good job forcing the turnover, and they are going to win possession here for the Trojans. Sellers averaging over 9 a game. Her three-point shooting taking a bit of a hit this season compared to last, but getting off on a good start tonight. Varga kicks it out wide. It's Mulholland from the corner. Missing that one, and the Ooks come back the other way. Trying to drive it to the rim. No angle there for the number 6 of the Ooks. That's Peyton Nielsen. Now it's Sellers driving to the bucket. Up, can't put a home on it. Ooks now come the other way. Ooks trying to get that offense going. 2 minutes gone here. Still no points on the board for the Ooks. And we're going to see a couple of early substitutions here for the Ooks. Rory Vandermeer and Julie Fremont entering in here for the Ooks. 7:46 to go in the opening quarter here at Edge School in Calgary. Turnover off the inbounds, and it's going to be Baker. Getting things going, drives to the bucket. She's taken hard. Good defensive play there by Abby Payne, number 9 for the Ooks. Took a bit of a knock to her nose, but she appears to be okay. Baker to inbounds. Nearly has it stolen away. Ellie Wild really reading that play. Ellie Wild, over 4 assists per game. Good enough for 3rd in the ACAC. As it appears, it is going to be Abby Payne heading out as she took a knock there. Checking back in is number 15, Caitlin Pomnerzik. Sellers now trying to get the offense going. Trojans currently on an 8-game losing streak that they are trying to break here. Both teams playing good defense early on, just the one bucket to speak of. Sellers, though, drives to the net. She's denied. Here come the Ooks in transition. Stopping, turning, but a huge defensive play by Baker. Now she's gonna come back the other way. Baker leaves it for Sellers. Corner three, too short. Good defensive play by Cormier, gets that offensive board, kicks it out to Mulholland. Mulholland drives to the bucket, just can't quite get it to go. And the Ooks now come the other way. In transition, under the bucket, looking to kick it out was number 13, Rory Vandermeer, but it goes over the hand of a teammate. Salcedo and Lucy Wild now checking in for the Ooks. While for the SAIT Trojans, it's going to be Ava Curl. Trojans racing up the court, kicking it out, turnover. Ooks now come the other way. Driving to the bucket and getting the foul on that play was number 8, Lucy Wild. Second foul of the quarter. Varga's gonna check out, and coming into the match, into the game, number 2, Hannah Cameron, the 5'3" guard from Regina, checking in for the first time. All over Salcedo there, as the Ooks try to get that offense going, but once again, another steal from Brooke Baker, who's been all over the court, finds Cameron. She's gonna stop, and they're gonna set up, and it's gonna be Baker being denied at the rim. But Mulholland coming all the way back. And yet another steal, as both teams playing a little hot potato right now with the ball. But it's Vandermeer, the 5'10" forward at the big block. Inbound here from Baker. And it's up and in for the bucket. Ava Curl checks in and scores the early bucket to make it 5-0 early in the first. Big pop-up three, and it's good. Lucy Wild from downtown cuts that lead to just 2. It's Baker now running the offense, kicks it out. Curl drives. Just a little too strong on that one. Can't get it to go, as both teams still struggling to find anything to go offensively. Offensive board here from the Ooks. Kick out, Salcedo. She drives. Another kick out, wide open. 3 just too strong, but a great offensive board. Second chance, can't get it to go. Trojans in transition. As Ava Curl is able to get that one to go to make it 7-3. Ooks now 2 inbound. Stuck 4 here, halfway through the first quarter. Ooks rotating a lot of bodies into this one. Aizen Libick in for the Ooks, and she turns that one over, and it's going to be Cameron now coming the other way. Cameron sends it far side to Curl. Cormier now in the middle. Back up to Curl from deep, just a little short. Cormier does her best to try and keep that one in play, but it's going to go out the back, and it's going to be an inbound here for the Ooks. 4.5 left to go here in the first quarter. Of course, we're going to have the second half of our back-to-back later when the NAIT Ooks and the SAIT Trojans get going in men's basketball action. You'll be able to watch that live on ACAC TV at 8 o'clock tonight. Both teams scrambling for that one. Last touch off the Trojans. And the first timeout of the game called by NAIT, who find themselves down 7-3 here with 4:10 left to go in the opening quarter. Both teams doing a good job on the defensive end of the court. NAIT Ooks have had a couple of second and third chance opportunities, but just have not able to get them to count so far in this one. As the Ooks also coming into this one on a bit of a losing streak. They've lost 4 in a row. But will have a chance to advance to championship weekend here. As the playoffs looming here in the ACAC. We're going to see a couple of fresh bodies in the game here for the SAIT Trojans women's team. So we're going to see Essie Pryor enter the match for the first time. Nearly a steal there from Curl. Ooks still trying to work that offense as they try to move it around. They get it into the inside, but unable to finish that one was Abby Payne, and she turns it over. More smothering defense here from the SAIT Trojans. Joining me now on the call, Simon Shiskowski going to join me on the call here tonight. Simon, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, how about you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's my first time getting a chance to call some play-by-play at SAIT basketball, and it's been a great time so far as Curl gets that one up and in. She's having a great first quarter. She adds 2 more for the Trojans.
And it'll definitely be interesting to see if they can continue finding that inside spot with the height disadvantage in the post.
Yeah, absolutely right there, as the Ooks, the only player on the court at over 6 foot, as that's number 15, Caitlin Paberski. The Trojans continuing to get it done on the defensive end. And it's Varga with that taped up leg, finds Curl, she's on fire, but that one just a little short. Second chance, but a couple too many steps there, and that's going to be a traveling call on Curl and the Trojans. Simon, what are your keys tonight here for victory for both of these teams tonight?
Well, considering both teams are on a slight losing skid, I'd definitely say just focusing on the fundamentals and getting to the basket for those easy points. I think that's definitely the most important thing. And other than that, just getting the baskets when you can, for sure. Don't mess up those easy ones.
Speaking of that one, wide open shot there from Ellie Wild from deep. Good luck, but just slightly off the mark. As the Ooks really struggling to get it going on the offensive side. Big reason for that has been the smothering defense. But a nice breakout play there. Huge denial at the rim by Kyler Varga getting it done. Vandermeer checking into this one. Just a touch under 6 foot herself at 5'10". Ooks only shooting 1 of 9 so far here in the first quarter. Really struggling to get it going offensively.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely need to get that up. That percentage is not looking too good.
Yeah, only 1 bucket to speak of. 7.5 minutes gone here for the Ooks. As they're really just trying to get their offense going. They're able to move that ball around the perimeter, but when they drive inside, they just haven't been able to get it going. A good chance there for Payne, but it's a little too strong. Varga from deep. Can't get it to go. The Trojans really struggling to get anything going from 3-point as we've got a foul call on the play. Trojans really struggling to get it going from from downtown right now.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something you need to get going if they want to get any success in the rest of this game. You can't continue to shoot 14% and expect anything.
Yeah, Trojans coming into this one. Only 23 points in from deep. And both teams really been struggling to get it going offensively, as well as on the glass. 0 for 2 there from the charity strike for the Ooks now. Both of those ones unable to draw. And now the Trojans try to get it going. Ball Hullen down low. Tries the ball fake, loses the handle of it. Good defensive play there. And the Ooks come away with it. Nice breakout pass there, getting it down low. Maybe one too many passes though from the Ooks, and that's a turnover. Trojans playing well defensively still here in the first.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been impressive seeing how they've just smothered the Ooks. Definitely not something I expected going into the game.
Absolutely. Lots of turnovers here. 7 to speak of so far as that one. Just again, a little too strong. Transition, breaking it to the bucket, but able to get the foul was number 9, Abby Payne, who's back in the game after taking that elbow to the nose there.
Yeah, for sure. And getting these free throws is definitely going to be important in getting back into this game for the Ooks.
0 for 2 so far from the line. But Payne gets the first one to drop. Abby Payne gets them both to go, cuts this lead to 9 to 5, excuse me. Abby Payne averaging 8.1 points on the season so far. Gotta feel good to get a couple early on in this one.
Oh, for sure.
From deep for 3, it's good. Eva Curl continues to be red hot as she hits that one from deep to put the lead back up to 7. And then coming back the other way is Vandermeer with the N1.
And these three-point chances are very important when you're down in these close games early. You definitely don't want to be sitting behind in the back seat for too long.
Absolutely huge response from the Ooks. Ava Curl now 9 of the 12 points for the Trojans in this one so far. Having a great first quarter.
Oh, for sure.
Curl only averaging 5.3 points on the season, so you can tell that she's really come out to play tonight. She's nearly doubled that already in just one quarter. Brooke Baker still looking to get things going. Number 0 still has 0 on the point for the Trojans leading scorer. She loses that one. Ooks now in transition. Just unable to get on the end of that one was Peyton Nielsen for the Ooks. So it's another turnover.
Yeah, gonna be tough to.
Yeah, really just struggling to keep their hands on the ball right now. They're getting those chances in transition time. They just can't quite make them count. Cormier now going to the basket off the glass. Can't get it to go, but earns the foul, and she's going to have a chance from the free throw line. Trojans struggling from the straight this season, only 61.3%, but still good enough for 8th in the league. As Cormier gets the first one to go, gotta feel good for her. Cormier, the 60% free throw shooter, hits them both. Bergsman gonna check in now, once again, for the Ooks. Ooks have been rotating a lot of players in and out in this first quarter. They really try to get everyone involved in the game.
Yeah, and you can see that in their stats as well, with multiple players averaging over 8 points per game, which is not very common in this league, to say the least.
Yeah, but definitely, they're definitely a score-by-committee type of team that they can try and get everyone involved, right?
Yeah, for sure. You don't, and like I said, you do not see that very often, especially comparing them to SAIT, with Brooke Baker averaging close to 17 points.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. A lot of the offense goes to Baker on this team, but not so far today. She's still got nothing on the board, but it's been the Ava Curl show here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see if Brooke can get things going, as that'll be important as we get into the second half of the game later on.
Absolutely. Secondary scoring going to be a huge thing for this Trojans team as they look to try and get back into the playoff race here. That first one is good from the line, and that is number 6, Peyton Nielsen. From Calgary, in her hometown tonight, playing against the hometown Trojans. She gets the second one to go, cuts the lead here to 5, with 17 left to go. Shot clock is off. As Brooke Baker potentially going to take the last shot. Sends it out wide. Cameron, she drives. Kick out to Curl. He has the hot hand. She drives to the basket. Can't get that one to go. Only 1 second left. Not going to be a final chance here. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. As the SAIT Trojans take the lead here after 10 minutes, 14 to 10. A very solid first quarter here from the Trojans, would you say, sir?
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely has come from on the defensive side of the ball with just smothering the Ooks.
Yeah, Ooks have really struggled to get things going offensively. 2 from 11 from the field. Those are not numbers that are going to help you win if you are the Ooks. Meanwhile, the Trojans, not a whole lot better, but they made them count when they needed to. 5 for 18, 28% from the field.
Both teams are doing really well from the free throw line, though, and that'll be important to keep going for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. 2 teams who have, I shouldn't say struggled too much. The Ooks second in the ACAC with a 67% free throw percentage. But so free throws have definitely been an area where I think a lot of teams in the ACAC have struggled today, but not today, as both teams combining for 7 for 9 from the strike.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be interesting to see if both teams can keep that up as we move into the second quarter.
Absolutely. What would you kind of like to see the SAIT Trojans do to try and get a little more going on offensively right now?
I'd say keep trying to find that three-pointer. I think that's definitely important when you're playing against a team like the Ooks with a lot of size in the post and a lot of taller players. And whether they get that going will definitely determine whether they keep this lead.
Absolutely. And second opportunities as well. They really need to try and get those offensive rebounds. They've really struggled to get that going so far. Only 1 compared to 11 defensive rebounds for the Ooks. So you can tell that the Ooks are really using that height that you mentioned to really take control of the glass. Ooks to inbound here to start the second quarter. As we are live here from Edge School, just west of Calgary. It's going to be number 7, Ellie Wild, to get things started here. Nice little move there, drives to the bucket, runs out of space, the kick out. And a good job on the offensive board there from the Ooks, like we mentioned, using their size to their advantage. But a huge denial at the net by Cormier. Cormier not really known for her blocks, having a great time on the glass here, getting things done defensively. As Baker comes up with that rebound. Slow it down, she crosses the timeline. Drives to the basket, a kick out. Cameron thought about it. They reset. Baker, just a touch too strong. She still can't get one to go. But a good play there by Ava Curl. Nearly causes a turnover. She's able to poke it away, but it is going to be the Ooks who are going to inbound. Rushing up the court. Ooks set up. Trying to get it working down low. Use that size. It's a kick out. Second chance from the corner. 3 doesn't go. Cameron with the rebound. It's going to be Baker sprinting up the court once again. Both teams really trying to sprint up the court so they can set up their half-court offense, don't they?
Well, you have to when both teams are playing very aggressive full press. So it's when both teams are playing that type of aggressive defense, you definitely have to move up a lot quicker.
Absolutely, not really offering, either team offering much in terms of transition points and points off of turnovers tonight. Sellers calling the play. The 5th year for Newfoundland. Drives, kick out. Cormier thought about it. Drives to the back. Throws it up. Nearly gets the end one.
First one to go. Courtney 3 for 3 from the line here. Increases the lead back up to 5. And she gets the second one. Courtney, perfect 4 for 4 from the strike. Increases the lead 14 to 6. That's another Ooks turnover here.
I believe that is their 9th as well. It's not something you want to see this early in the game.
A lot of TOs here from this Ooks team who just knock a little bit, break down this great Trojans defense. They have been all over them all night. Mulholland picks it out. Sellers from deep. It's good. Sellers now with 6 in the game. 2 for 4 from deep. Big steal there from Cornwall. Opportunity now coming the other way. Baker slows it down, sets up. Baker sees it from Mulholland. She drives, spins. Stumbling all over her second chance. Can't get it to go. The Ooks coaching staff wanted a call, didn't get it. Away. As we continue here in the second quarter, another missed shot there from the Ooks. Chance the other way. It's Baker. From that far side, sends it over to Curl. Ooks bench trying to get the defense fired up. Sellers, only 2 on the shot clock, got to throw it up, can't do it. And a great defensive possession there from the Ooks, causing the turnover.
And that's where you see that tight press from even in the half court just being so effective. Definitely been the reason there's been so many turnovers early in this game.
Trojans up 9 here. A little bit of a scramble play, but it works as Vandermeer able to get under the bucket and drop it in for the easy deuce to cut the lead to 7 with 6.5 still to go here in the second quarter. Live on ACAC TV. Mulholland doing a good job of getting to the rim. Can't get the shot to go, but does get to the line as she's going to shoot 2.
And we're going to get to see if the Trojans can continue to stay perfect from the line.
Yep.
Because that is definitely a big reason they've gathered this lead early.
Absolutely, 4 for 4 so far. That's a very, very good stat to have. If you can be shooting now well from the line, that's a good thing for the team going forward. As Mulholland gets that first one to go, brings that lead back up to 8. 20-12 as Mulholland gets on the board with her first point of the game. She makes it a perfect 2 for 2, and like you said, they keep it perfect from the line. 6 for 6 are the Trojans from the charity stripe so far. As Curl nearly causes another turnover, she gets her hand in there and knocks the ball away. It's Ellie Wild with a nice move, gets to the bucket but can't finish. And now Mulholland in transition. Leaves it for Sellers. Sellers kicks it out wide. Brooke Baker from 3. No.
And I believe that puts her 0 for 5 on the game. She definitely needs to start getting going.
Normally the offense goes through Baker, and when she's not scoring, as that one's put home by the Ooks for 2, normally when she can't get things going, that's a bad sign for the Trojans. But despite that, the Trojans still find themselves up 7 here, 21-14, as they've been getting a huge contribution from Sellers and Curl.
And you definitely need to be doing that when your top player isn't necessarily starting the game hot. I don't think it would surprise anybody if later, as we get further and further into the game, she starts heating up. But for now, you definitely need to play through your bench a little bit.
Absolutely, and like we've said, this Ooks team, it's like to score by committee, and that they've done that so far. 5 different players picking up buckets. Rory Vandermeer, the only Ooks player with more than one field goal right now. She's shooting 2 for 3 as she uses her big 5'10" frame to get under that bucket and get those easy ones. Second half of your back-to-back coming up tonight here at Edge School, 8 o'clock on ACAC TV, as it is going to be the visiting NAIT Ooks taking on the 5-time ACAC defending champions in York SAIT Trojans. You can catch that game right here on ACAC TV. Coach Parmar taking the first timeout of the game for the Trojans. As the Trojans look to come out of this timeout with a good offensive possession to continue to keep this lead, as they have looked good so far. Nice little play there, try to get the ball to everyone. It's Curl though from deep, little strong. She seems to have cooled off a bit here in the second quarter as Salcedo rushing the floor. They work it around. Salcedo gets it back once again, loses the handle on it though, able to get it out wide. Nielsen just tries to throw it up. Poboznik was the intended target on that pass, but just a little over her 6-foot frame, and that goes out for another turnover.
Yeah, for sure, and you definitely need to try and slow it down, I think. I think they're trying to be a little bit too fancy, one too many passes type of thing. I think sometimes you just need to be able to take that shot.
Yeah, they're really trying to work the offense and try to find that final pass and get that easy bucket right now. But this Trojans defense has just been all over them so far.
Yeah, they're really playing a suffocating defense, and when that's happening, sometimes you just have to take that first shot that you get because you might not get another one, as we're seeing here.
Yeah, as we've seen that lead to 11 turnovers by the Ooks so far. As it comes out wide, Mulholland, she tries to drive to the bucket, finds Varga. Varga, the runner, gets it to go. As Varga gets on the board with a big bucket to bring the lead back up to 9. Varga now 1 for 3. Salcedo just tries to throw it up towards the basket. Can't get it to go. And another good defensive possession by the Trojans as they now possess the ball up 9 here, halfway through the second quarter. Baker back to Varga, out wide, Mulholland from the corner. Nearly gets it to go, but did not get the friendly Kawhi Leonard bounce on that one. Salcedo looking for that nice pass, but it's broken up by Baker. Baker still can't get it to go, but on the rebound, it's Pryor who can't get it, but she is fouled on the play, and she's going to be sent to the line. Trojans have a chance now to push the lead to double digits here with 4 minutes to go in the second. Pryor gets the first one to go. Trojans now 7 for 7 from the line.
Yeah, fairly impressive. You don't see that too often, especially from a team that is currently 8th in free throws, but it's always nice to see when they do.
And we just had to say something because there it goes. She misses the second one.
The classic commentator's curse right there.
But still 7 for 8, an impressive stat as another foul called on the Ooks. Trojans going to inbound. That shot can't get it to go, but a great job by Pryor getting that offensive board, leading to a second opportunity, which is something we said this Trojans team needs to do. But a good steal by the Ooks, transitioning now, running up the court to the bucket, gets the tough 2 to go. Lucy Wild. Really,
we have not seen too many fast break points so far. If they can get that going, this lead will not last too long.
Good job there, just using her body to box out. As that 3 gets it to go. Gets the potential 4-point play as she nails that one from deep.
And you don't see those too often. That's Pretty impressive.
Varga gets the and one, and the lead is pushed up to a dozen. As Varga, the second year from Medicine Hat, gets the rare 4-point play. And now she runs the offense, sprinting up the court, gets it back again. Baker, wide open, begging for it, for three. It's good! Down and pushes the lead to 15.
And that'll be back-to-back three-pointers for the Trojans.
Trojans shooting much better in this second quarter.
There we go.
Trojans are 5 for 13 from the land beyond, 38%. And when this Trojans team, Simon, gets going from deep, they are almost impossible to beat.
Yeah, and if they can keep that going, then this lead will only continue to grow.
31-16 the lead here with 3:05 left to go in the first half. And a lead this big has to feel good for a Trojans team who's lost 8 straight.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a lot easier to break that streak when you're shooting as well as they are currently.
This Trojans team getting some big contributions, as they are now a team that's been scoring by committee, as we've had 7 different players on the roster for the Trojans put points up on the board. And Brooke finally getting one to go. Her first attempt from 3, gets it to go, gets 3 on the board, and if she gets that confidence going, then watch out.
But she's definitely not been invisible out there tonight with 5 rebounds. That's still very important for the Trojans.
Absolutely, getting it done in other areas has been Brooke Baker tonight. Another good move there. Getting to the bucket but can't get the finish was Ellie Wild. Ellie Wild has been really showing off those handles as she's been getting open, getting to the bucket, but she just has not been able to finish them. As Varga can't get that one, but another offensive board by Pryor, who's having a great game on the glass. Sellers, bit of space, just a touch too strong. And Salcedo now gets it to Wild. Unable to finish that one was number 15, Pobersnik. Trojans just gonna work that ball around the perimeter. Sellers throws it to Baker. Drives to the bucket. Nearly gets it to go, but it just rolls out. And now Salcedo comes back the other way. Has a lane to the bucket. Tries to throw it, but is gonna get the foul. And she's gonna head to the line. That foul's gonna be on Curl. Varga, excuse me, picks up her 3rd foul already of the first half. Not what you want to see from Kyler Varga. He's already got 3 now on the board.
Especially not considering she's been having a pretty good game so far with that big 3-pointer earlier, as we saw.
And with this Trojan team only rolling 9 players tonight, they're a little short-handed, so you're probably going to see her sitting for some time, at least for the rest of the half. You got to assume.
Yeah, you got to think so for sure.
Second half of the free throws goes for Salcedo. She checks out. Peyton Nielsen back in. Lead 14 in favor of your SAIT Trojans as we enter the final 2 minutes here of the first half, live at Edge School. Sellers finds Pryor, gives it right back. Good kick out. Mulholland from deep. Just can't get it to go. It looked good, but a great job. Pryor able to find Baker as another offensive rebound leads to a second chance. And a third chance, but a big denial at the rim. Pobersnik using all of that 6-1 frame to get the denial. They kick it out. Just throwing it to the rim was number 8, Lucy Wild. Can't get it to go, but that second chance as she gets her own rebound and finishes it for 2. Wild leading the Ooks with 5 points here in the first half as Pryor drives to the bucket, gets it to go, but it's going to be called off as she was called for traveling on the play. Lead back down to a dozen here with just under a minute left to go in the second quarter. It's Ellie Wild leading the offense for the Ooks once again, kicks it out wide. Ooks still trying to get this offense going. From the corner, it's Nielsen. Can't get it to go. Second chance opportunity. Jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Trojans, who are going to take over. Half a minute left to go here in the first half. Good opening half here from the Trojans, I gotta say. We'll be up 12.
Oh, for sure. You cannot ask for anything better than that, to be up 12 going into the second half.
Pryor throws it at the bucket. Too strong. Ooks now in transition, going to try to cut into this lead before the half is over. Can't get it to go, but picking up a foul and heading to the line will be the Ooks. As it was Lucy Wild getting to the rim. And as Mulholland picking up the foul on the play. Mulholland picks up her first. First free throw does not go. 13.3 to go. Trojans gonna have one more opportunity as she's able to get the second one. Timeout called by Coach Farbar of the SAIT Trojans. Time to drop one more play here to close out the first half. What would you like to see the Trojans kind of to do to increase this lead before halftime?
Well, I'd definitely like to see them at least try a three-pointer. I think that'll definitely be more interesting, and it seems like they were starting to heat up there, so
well, hey,
definitely.
If it's working for them, as it has been, why not? 5 of 14, 35%. They've been able to make those ones count, especially here in the second quarter where they've been really shooting hot. And just as a reminder, we have got the second half of your back-to-back as we are going to see the SAIT Trojans, your 5-time ACAC champion SAIT Trojans men's basketball team, take on the rival NAIT Ooks. It's the Battle of Alberta, ACAC style, Edmonton versus Calgary. We're going to have that for you here on ACAC TV at about 8 o'clock tonight. For the Ooks, it has been Lucy Wild, their top scorer, averaging over 14 a game this season, who's already got 8 in the first half. She's really come alive here in the second quarter for the Ooks. Time for one last play here for the Trojans. Full court press on by the Ooks. They try to disrupt the offense. It comes out to Sellers. Chance for one last shot from 3. Can't get it to go, and that's going to do it for the first half. "20 minutes gone, 20 minutes still to go here at Edge School. The score, after 20 minutes, favoring the SAIT Trojans by a score of 31-20, who are finding themselves in a good position to try and break this losing streak that they have been on. Been a great first half from the SAIT Trojans. What have you liked from them so far, Simon?
I've definitely liked the free throws. I think that's definitely been a big part of their success so far, having just almost a perfect percentage from free throw. I could be wrong on this one, but I'm pretty sure they've only missed one, which is very impressive. I also think they, especially later in the second half, they definitely got going from the three-point line. If they could keep that going, I think there's not going to be much stopping them from running away with this game.
Absolutely, and those offensive rebounds have really started to pick up. They're up to 8. They're not out-rebounding the Ooks quite yet, but they've got 8 compared to just 5 offensive boards from the Ooks, so they've really been making those second opportunity chances count as well.
Yeah, and I think that just started in the second quarter as well. And after the first quarter, I could be wrong, but I remember them only having 1, which is 7 offensive rebounds in 1 quarter. Definitely nothing to shake your head at.
Yeah, and a big 12 turnovers forced by the Trojans, which has led to 10 points off of those turnovers, which has been almost the difference as they find themselves up 11 here. But for this Ooks team, what do you think they got to do if they really want to try to get back into it in the second half?
Well, I mean, you pointed it out right there. It's the turnovers. You got to really just run a tight ship for the rest of this game and just cut down on the turnovers, play simple basketball.
Absolutely. We are going to have second half action coming up for you live here on ACAC in about 13 minutes time, so stick with us. Hello and welcome back. We are coming to you live from Edge School in Calgary. Second half basketball action coming up for you in just a couple minutes between the SAIT Trojans and the NAIT Trojans up by 11, 31-20 after half. Led by 9 points. April. From UCI on the call tonight. Joined again by Simon Shoskovsky. Is that right?
Yeah, close enough.
All right. What do you take away from that first half, Simon?
I think that both teams just need to get a little bit more offense. Both teams are almost perfect on the defensive side of the ball. Just looking to determine against get caught first before the season.
Absolutely. It has been a bit of a struggle offensively, more so in the first quarter, as it was only 14-10 for Trojans after that first quarter. But they were able to pick it up a bit more in the second, shooting 5-15 3 has been the Trojans, which has been a huge factor, as well as you were mentioning earlier, their free throws.
Oh, for sure. I think another big thing is just getting your stars going. A lot of points have been coming from multiple people on both sides of the court. I think that both sides, especially mainly Brooke Baker and MC Wild, both players normally average quite a few points when have been struggling in this game. If either of them can get hot, it'll definitely change how this game is going.
Struggle here in the first half for Brooke Baker. She's only shot 1 of 8. But she got that one to go. Free ball, which was a huge one. And you could say that for Brooke Baker is still starting to rise. She's definitely feel like she's getting a little bit from the field. We're hoping that can continue in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. And she definitely hasn't been invisible out there either, with plenty of rebounds and a couple of assists out there.
Absolutely. She has been a menace on the defensive side. But she turns that one over and she throws it away. But a great recovery. She's able to force the loose ball, and it goes out of bounds, and Trojans get it right back as they pick up where they left off in that first half. More strong defensive play from the Trojans.
And not the start you want from NAIT either, with that being their first turnover of the second half.
Mulholland. Her shot, just can't quite get it to go. Great save by Baker. Kicks it out. Curl from deep. It's good.
Ava Curl for 3.
Trojans up 14 here early on in the second half. Again, we're coming to you live at Edge School here in Calgary, as that one's a little bit long. Brooke Baker driving it up the court. Gives it to Sellers. She drives to the bucket, off the glass. Just can't get it to go.
Brooke Baker is at 9 rebounds, which is fairly impressive considering it's only the third quarter. We'll have to definitely pay attention to that, because if she can get going offensively, we could be looking at a double-double.
Absolutely. Foul going to Cormier on that one. It's going to be her first foul of the game.
At the line, number 9, Abigail Payne.
Payne gets that first one to go from the lane. One area where the Ooks have been good offensively has also been from the line. She gets both of them to go. They're 9 of 13. Both teams really making those free throws count tonight.
And it's definitely not surprising coming from the Ooks, who are second in the ACAC in free throws. Although from SAIT, it's definitely a little bit more surprising considering they're, I believe, 8th, sorry.
But either way, only 63%, and to be, 8 of 9 for just under 90%, as on the fast break, unable to get that one to go with Payne. Love to see the Trojans making a count there from the line. As Baker, she's got all day from deep. In and out as Baker just can't get that one to fall.
The rim has definitely not been her friend this game.
gets it to go. Pobersny.
Caitlin Pobersnick.
And that'll be her first point of the game. Although she also has 8 rebounds, which is, again, fairly impressive in only the third quarter.
Well, yeah, you know, we've mentioned her her frame before, 6 foot. Only player in the game over 6 feet. She's definitely made that size advantage count because she has been able to pick up so many rebounds.
Into the Ooks, number 13, Rory Vandermeer.
Against number 6, Peyton Nielsen. Sailors now running the offense. Uses the screen of Cormier. Leaves it. Baker.
And that'll be the third travel of the game on the Trojans.
Yeah, just took a couple steps before she established that dribble, and the offensive struggles continue for Baker, but like we've said, she's been an absolute machine everywhere else on the court, defensively, distributing the ball as well. And that's another travel, one too many steps there from Nielsen. Gives the ball right back to SAIT. 3 minutes gone in the second. Mulholland drives. Can't get the finish. And the Ooks now have another opportunity to cut into this lead as they find themselves down 10. They go to the corner. And that one's turned over. Last touched
In for the Ooks,
by
number
Vandermeer
9,
of the
Abigail
Ooks.
Payne.
Abby Payne checks back in as the frequent switches continue. Mulholland does a good job to bring that one down off the long throw. Curl from deep. This time just a little bit off to the right, but Sellers does a good job to win that offensive board.
And we've seen a lot of really good offensive rebounding so far in the second half for SAIT.
Sellers to the bucket. Can't get the tough one to go, but Baker with another offensive board. Cormier, nice ball fake, drives. Can't get the finish. Another opportunity for the Trojans to increase that lead, but they cannot make it count. And then coming back the other way and driving for the easy 2 is Abby Payne. Lead now down to 8, but Curl from 3 again can't get it to go. As the Ooks continue to try and chip away at this lead, but Curl can't get it done on the offensive side, gets the steal, distributes, Sellers, waits, finishes. Beautiful patience there from Kaylee Sellers to get the 2. And then coming back the other way.
And I do not believe they will be going to the line on that one. I think they said that she shot after the foul.
I gotta say, I believe the official was calling the foul on the floor. I mean, it looked like to you and me that should have been an and 1.
Yeah, definitely, but
Clearly the coaching staff of the Ooks agreeing with us on the call here. As the Ooks don't get the bucket, but do get possession. Can't get it to count. And they gotta feel like that is not a fair call going their way. And the foul comes against the Ooks right in front of us. And head coach Lyons from the Ooks not happy about it.
yeah, definitely not. That's 2 back-to-back calls that did not go their way.
And you know, when you feel like you get an unfortunate call your way, it's just going to compound, and like the stress is just going to build up for the coaching staff. Another foul called though on the Ooks again. On the floor, another inbound opportunity, as that's now 3 team fouls on both sides here halfway through. Cameron leaves it for Sellers. Cameron to the bucket, leaves it from deep. It's good. It's Brooke Baker from downtown.
And that has been both of her scores coming from outside.
Baker 2 for 2 from 3. Maybe she should just take all her shots from downtown.
Yeah, maybe she should just keep on pulling from out there because she's hitting everything.
Baker now with 6 on the game. As the Trojans now up by a baker's dozen. They're up by 13. Going down low. It's Pryor to the rim. Can't finish. Ooks now the other way. Got to try to get a big bucket here. Get some of that momentum back they had early on in the quarter. Driving. No call, no bucket. But a big steal. And then Curl, that was Varga, went up for the block, gets the foul, and heading to the line is going to be number 7, Ellie Wild. Ellie Wild gets the first to go. She's got 3 on the game. And she makes it 2 for 2 and cuts that lead to 11. Ooks now shooting 10 of 14 from the line. Full court presses on from the Ooks. Nearly works out. Good smothering defense there, this time by NAIT. Nearly causes the turnover. They're going to have to inbound from the side here.
And that's just the power of the full press right there. If the Ooks can keep that up, it'll be hard to get an offense going for the Trojans.
Absolutely. Cameron stuck in the corner a little bit, finds Baker. And that is going to be 7 seconds, and that is going to be a turnover. Ooks full court press leading to the turnover. Chance now to cut the lead back down to single digits. 4:12 to go here in the second. Unable to finish that one was Ellie Wild, but she does force another foul as there is a foul called on the Ooks, on the Trojans, excuse me. Foul by Pryor on the play. Ooks to inbound from the back line. Nearly ran out of time, but gets it in. Great cut to the bucket, but can't get the finish. Unlucky there for number 8, Lucy Wild. Great opportunity for the Ooks, just couldn't get it to go. Trojans slow it down here. Cameron. 2 Ooks on her. Baker takes a fall right in front of us. Turnover by the Trojans. Actually, never mind. The official is calling the ball in favor of the Trojans. It's going to be Trojans inbounding the ball right in front of us. And I mean, you got to feel bad for Kira Lyons, the coach of the Ooks. She's getting really frustrated right now.
Oh, for sure. I'm not even very sure what the call on that was. Might have been a push.
And I think it might have just been out of bounds and they just called possession to the Trojans. But foul call there on, I believe, on Hannah Cameron. Lead still at 11, 3:33. As heading to the line is Peyton Nielsen. As Ooks now over the, Trojans now over the limit. Ooks going to be heading to the line now with each foul. Making them both count, cutting that lead down to 9. As Peyton Nielsen.
As both teams continue to be strong from the free throw line, which is a good thing to say the least for NAIT. As
Sellers with some space from deep. Just couldn't get it as a little bit too short. Lead down to 9 here. Still plenty of time left to go in this one, as we are in for a solid battle the rest of the way. Bliss back to Salcedo. Just can't get it to drop.
And Varga followed her step for step with wrapped around her leg, which is fairly impressive to say the least.
Cormier to the basket. Throws a wild one up there. Nearly gets it to drop. And it's the Ooks the other way. Big defensive play by Baker as she stuffs the Ooks player there. Finds Curl, easy bucket, and there's a fast break bucket for you, Simon.
And there hasn't been many of them so far, but whenever the Trojans get those fast breaks, they've definitely been taking advantage of them.
Baker playing the role of distributor as she runs the court and finds Curl for the easy deuce, who picks up a steal of her own, drives. Good defensive play by Salcedo to get back and deny her from making that back-to-back buckets. Salcedo from deep. Can't get it to go. Curl with the rebound.
And it seems like so far neither team is trying to slow it down.
Yeah. Things getting a little bit loose here on the court from both teams playing fast break offense. Brooke now finally slowing it down. Brooke to the rim, throws it out. Varga from deep, gets it to go for 3. Kyler Varga.
And she is 2 for 3 from the three-point line.
She's got 9. Trojans back up 14. Timeout called by the Ooks. Just when it looked like the Ooks were really starting to cut into that lead and get some of that momentum back, Brooke Baker getting it done defensively, able to drive it the other way, get that easy bucket for Curl, and then she plays distributor a little more. She hits Varga for that big 3.
And I think that's something that just makes her such a good player. She's good everywhere. Like, she can, if she's not scoring, she'll distribute. She's really doing a good job just playing well everywhere.
Absolutely. 10 rebounds on the board, 6 points to go with it, 2 assists. She's having a great game up to this point. And like we've said, not leading the team in scoring tonight, but she is a huge reason why this team is up 14 right now in the third. And for the Ooks, still unable to get anything going from 3. Just 1 of 9 on the day. Only 35 field goals attempted compared to the Trojans' 54. Like, the Trojans have just been all over them tonight.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's just because of those 17 turnovers, which is just way too many. They definitely need to get control of that if they want to have any chance getting back into this one as it slips away from them.
Big 12 points caught off of turnovers for the Trojans. A huge, huge swing in this game.
And that's almost the entire lead as well.
That one goes off the body and out of bounds as the Trojans once again take possession. Sellers leaves it for Baker as they break through this press. The runner gets it to go with the friendly bounce, and Baker makes it 8 as the lead now up to 16 here with just over a minute left to go in the third. Big turnover as Ava Curl reads it. She's got all day. She finishes. Ava Curl, have yourself a night. That's now 16 on the night for number 4 of the Trojans. But she could not get it to go. Lead up to 18 here inside of the final minute. Mulholland hangs on to it, finds Sellers. She drives. She does not get the finish. It looked like she had it.
But I think the big thing right now for the Trojans is just trying to end this quarter with momentum. You don't want to give the Ooks anything going into the fourth quarter.
Is nice at full, takes the foul on that one. Her second. As it's Sellers off the inbounds. She's got some space, uses the screen, looking for the kick out. She finds Curl, she stops, she pops, but she was blocked on that one. That one's gonna go out. Shot clock will be turned off for the remainder of the quarter. Ooks with the last shot if they choose to keep it. And they just need to get some points on the board right now. Curl reads the play again. Late foul called. Curl can't get the finish, but she is going to head to the line. Ava Curl is all over the court tonight, Simon. A game leading 16, a chance to put a couple more on the board.
And that will be 20 turnovers for the Ooks.
First one doesn't go. A rare miss tonight from either team.
Yeah, I believe that is the first missed free throw for the Trojans since, I believe, the second quarter.
And she's going to not make the other one as well.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Last chance. Can she get the shot off? She does. From deep, and it goes at the buzzer. Number 4.
What a shot.
Jules Fremont. Unbelievable shot. The buzzer beater. What a shot.
And she was a couple feet back from the three-point line as well. That is how you go into the fourth quarter with momentum.
Oh, she hit that one from Edmonton. No question about it. After 3 quarters, Trojans still up by a big 15, but that is a huge bucket to get late here at Edge School. And of course, we want to thank Edge School for allowing us to host these games here. Of course, SAIT Campus Center under construction. SAIT calling the U of C home this year as well, but with some scheduling conflicts. We are here at Edge School, and we are happy to be here. This is a fantastic facility, and we are just so thankful that they played host to us tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely been nice here.
10 minutes left to go here for the Trojans as they look to break that losing streak, get back into the win column tonight, and they are looking good to do it. 10 minutes left. What do the Trojans got to do just to kind of close out this game?
Well, they've got to keep that defense strong. Obviously, the Ooks going into the second half, I'll start with that. They definitely need to just limit the turnovers. I've been saying that all game, and so far we haven't seen it. But if they can stop those turnovers, they can easily get back in this game. It's not gone yet, in my opinion. And I think for the Trojans, it's just keeping that strong defense so that they can't.
Yeah, Ooks have done a good job of being able to cut into this lead at certain points. They've been down as much as 18, and they've been able to cut it to as low as 9 at certain points. And, you know, they can score in bunches when they can break through that Trojans defense, but it has been a struggle all night for them.
And it's definitely hard to play against a team like the Trojans right now who are incredibly hot from the three-point line, with 6 more three-pointers than NAIT currently, which isn't something that you necessarily want if you're NAIT.
Yeah, 8 of 22 tonight, 36%, way above their season average of just 23% from deep. So always great when they can be hitting from deep like that.
And it's coming from a lot of different places right now, with a lot of different people on the Trojans having three-pointers.
Yeah, 4 different Trojans players right now with 2 three-pointers made. Curl, Varga, Baker, and Sellers, all with multiple 3-balls right now. Ooks get it going as they take a shot from deep early on. Get the rebound, and it's finished. Pobersnik. She gets a 2 off the offensive board. Cut the lead to 13 early. Sellers looking for a body to pass. She gets it to Baker, who drives, gets the bucket to go. And Brooke Baker now with a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds.
And she has definitely turned this game around. After leaving the first quarter with 0 for 5, which is nothing great, she has turned her performance around.
What a great job on the play there. Ellie Wild missed the first one, gets the steal. makes the second one count as she gets that bucket right back. As a few buckets early on to start here in the fourth quarter. Curl, nice move to the basket, but just can't finish.
And the Trojans keep trying to feed the hot hand with Curl.
Ooks now trying to slow it down a little bit, set up that offense. Ooks down by 13. Losing the handle on it was Ellie Wild.
And that will be another turnover for the Ooks.
As that ball goes out of play, and it is going to be possession to the Trojans. As Wild is, looks like she's bleeding a little bit from her finger, so she's going to have to check out. And it's going to be her sister, Lucy Wild, checking in. Nearly throwing that away was Varga. Sellers got to try to get it over half. Doesn't do it in time. And that's a violation.
This full press has been incredible for the Ooks. You don't normally see 2 7-second calls in one game.
And with this much time left and down as much as they are, you feel like they really just got to commit to it. If they give up a fast break point, that's one thing, but they've been able to cause some turnovers, and I think they need to keep that full court going.
Yeah, and it's when SAIT sets up in their zone is generally when they get going.
Travel called, though, and a missed opportunity for the Ooks as they're going to hand possession back to the Trojans. 8:14 left to go here in the fourth. Mulholland, she breaks the pressure, but can't get the shot to go. Her shooting touch just not been there tonight, but it's going to be Brooke Baker taking that step in and finishing, and the Bakers got a dozen. Lead back up to 15 now. As that one does not go for Nielsen. Now the Trojans just going to try to slow this one down.
Yeah, and when you're leading with as much as they are currently, all you want to do is waste time.
Sellers drives, takes the step, off the glass, doesn't get the finish. Sellers had an opportunity to finish on that play as she had a clear lane to the bucket, went for the extra pass, and didn't get it on the second try.
And I think that's been a common theme for both teams here. Just need to play simple basketball at the end of the day.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit, both teams a little bit guilty of having that extra pass. Lucy Wild heads to the line. She's going to shoot 2. She gets that one to go. Wild gets the second one to go, and that gives her a double-double of her own, and she's got 10 and 10. Big steal, chance, and that is Ellie Wild getting 2 big, quick points, trimming the lead to 11 once again, and more good defensive play, breaking up that pass, as NAIT, just like that, able to trim the lead to 11.
And that's just how it is in this game. If you can get a couple quick points, that lead can disappear fast. The Trojans definitely do not have this game yet.
Call it punches in bunches as they, Ooks able to score 4 points just like that. But just like that, it's Brooke Baker who hits from downtown, and suddenly she's got 15. Baker nearly gets the steal on that one, and sometimes you just gotta, any good Baker, you gotta be a little bit patient. Just wait for that dough to rise, and she's got 15 now as she's really come alive in the second half. Foul called on the play. Foul on Cormier. It's going to be her second. It's going to be Abby Payne now heading to the line. Shoot 2. Gets the first one. And Payne makes them both count. Ooks 17 of 21 from the line tonight, showing why they are the second-ranked team in the league in free throw percentage.
And that's, I believe, 6 for 8 from Payne tonight. Almost all of her points coming from the line. That's impressive.
Baker kicks it out wide. Mulholland from deep. Can't get it to go. Blue ball here as the Ooks take over. Still down by 12, but still fighting and continuing to really battle. Let's try and get back into this one as they look now to get a bucket and get this lead to single digits. Ellie Wild leaves it, driving to the basket, getting the nice finish is Lucy Wild.
And the Wild sisters are starting to heat up out there with 12 and 8 from both of them respectively.
Yeah, the little bit of a sister connection there. Ellie distributes, Lucy finishes, and then they just cause a turnover. Leads down to 10. Ooks can start to make the Trojans sweat a little bit from 3. She gets it to go. It's number 9, and here comes the pain as Abby Payne hits from downtown. With 5:44 to go, for the first time in what seems like a long time, the lead is down to just 7.
And that just shows you how fast the leads can evaporate in a game like basketball. You got the Trojans slipped for, I want to say maybe a minute, and we're right back in a close game.
And you know, a big reason for that is, like we've said, is the continued full court pressure of the Ooks is really paying off. It is really causing the Trojans to sweat a little bit offensively, cause some turnovers, and it's led to some points.
Yeah, and if they can keep that up, then keep the Trojans at bay, this game could easily turn back right around.
That's why the timeout called there by Coach Parmar of the Trojans, looking to settle his team down, figure out how to beat that full court press, and if they can just get those first couple of passes, beat the press, they're going to have some easy buckets waiting for them. 5:44 left to go here in this one, live at Edge School on ACAC TV. And just a reminder, second half of the back-to-back coming up later on, as the visiting NAIT Ooks going to take on the 5-time defending champion ACAC SAIT Trojans men's basketball team. Baker and Sellers play a little give and go. In the corner, it's Curl from 3. Just misses. Ooks now with a chance to really put some pressure on this Trojans team. It's Ellie Wild. Curl all over. Foul called on Curl. That's going to be her third. Curl and Varga both on 3 fouls right now. A little bit of foul trouble, as for the Ooks, it's only Vandermeer with 3.
And that's definitely something to watch, considering the Trojans only have 9 players. Definitely can't be having anybody foul out.
For 3 again, Abby Payne. She's on fire. The lead is down to just 4 with 5 minutes left. We are in for one heck of a finish here on ACAC TV. And Brooke Baker says not so fast as she puts 2 more on. She's now got a game-high 17. Push the lead back up to 6.
And I can't say I was expecting that going into the second half, but what a just incredible second half for Brooke Baker.
A little bit of miscommunication there from the Ooks. Libich was running to the basket. The pass was coming out to the corner, and they throw that one away, and the Trojans take possession back, up by 6.
And you're seeing them keep a lot of players in the backcourt.
And they turn it over again, as that one goes off the hand of Mulholland. Bit of a full court press of their own from the Trojans leads to the turnover. And it's Brooke Baker once again getting her hand in there and causing the steal. And a steal the other way.
Back-to-back turnovers right there.
Payne can't finish, but the second opportunity from Vandermeer gets it to go. And it's a 4-point game with 4 to go. Baker from the line, gets it to go. Brooke Baker.
And she is really getting that mid-range shot to go. I believe that's her third of the fourth quarter.
Lead back up to 6 from deep. Ellie Wild could not get that one to go. Would have cut the lead in half. Curl just gonna slow it down to Varga. Baker drives, no call, but it's finished on the second opportunity by Essie Pryor. Payne from deep. This time she doesn't get it. Baker with the rebound. That's 12 for her. Kicks it out wide. Ava Curl from deep, and it's good. Ava Curl.
And now both Baker and Curl at 19 points.
And the Trojans, despite feeling a lot of pressure, as the lead was down to, at one point, was down to 4, able to push it back up to 11 thanks to the 1-2 punch of Brooke Baker and Ava Curl. And Simon, this game has really come alive in the fourth quarter. The crowd here at Edge is electric. Both teams are firing and just hitting from everywhere.
Yeah, and that's definitely a factor with Trojans obviously having the home advantage here in Calgary.
Absolutely, but big shout out to the traveling Ooks fans as well. They have come out to support their team. They've made the trip down the QE, and it has just been a wonderful night here at Edge. And we've got more action to go as we've got the second half of this back-to-back coming up. 3 minutes left to go in this one. Trojans push that lead back up to 11. Ooks gonna need to pick up where they've left off in this fourth quarter and really start scoring fast. NAIT outscoring the Trojans 20-16 in the fourth. Big reason for that has been the deep balls from Abby Payne, who's been making them count. Vandermeer can't get it to go. Baker with another rebound. Give her a baker's dozen at 13. Vargas step back for 3. Doesn't go. And the Ooks got to be in a hurry now. Payne from deep. This time just too short. And it's going to be an air ball, and it's going to go out of play with 2:19 to go. Varga advances it over the timeline. Mulholland kicks it out. Curl, she's been firing from everywhere tonight. Doesn't get that one to go. In transition, it's Nielsen. Sends it out to Wild. He's gonna drive, kicks it out. Payne from 3. Doesn't go. Nielsen with the offensive board. Looks like something fell there. Not sure was that fell onto the court. So many opportunities for the Ooks, they can't get it to go. Trojans finally able to get the board. And they're just gonna slow this one down. As we are in the final 90 seconds of play here. Good defense there from the Ooks. Can't get it to go. Cormier with the rebound. And we are going to enter the final minute of play here at Edge School. Foul called on the play on Nielsen. Timeout called by Coach Parmar. And with just under a minute to go here, Simon, it looks like the Trojans are finally going to get back in that win column.
Yeah, and that's gotta feel great for that team. Losing 8 straight has to suck. So getting this one could definitely turn it around, to say the least. It's definitely been an impressive game from quite a few players on that side.
Yeah, absolutely. This Trojans team barring something wild, gonna improve to 9-11 here on the season. Get back into the win column. They've got another one coming up tomorrow afternoon, right here at Edge once again. It's gonna be a really, really great feeling for this team to get back into the win column tonight. They just got to close it out here with just over a minute. Like we said, unless something absolutely wild happens, the Trojans going to get back in the win column tonight.
And now I'm sure we're just going to see some safe basketball from the Trojans. Try and waste down this 15-second clock.
Ball inbounded here to Baker. Brooke Baker, despite being cold from the field early on, has turned the game around in the second half for herself.
And the Trojans will get the ball back with 1 second on the clock. Enough to get one shot off, but that's going to be it.
Yeah, and of course, Trojans going to be back in action. Another doubleheader right here tomorrow at Edge once again. Trojans men's and women's going to play another back-to-back against the Northwest Polytechnic. It's going to be a good game. And of course, we're going to have all that action for you here on ACAC TV. I'm going to be here. You're going to be here. It's going to be a good time. And that is going to actually do it for the regular season for both squads, as they both got one more game tomorrow night.
Officials asking for 43 seconds on the clock.
As both teams here waiting as they get the official right time back on the clock. Trojans inbound. Cormier gets it off. Doesn't go. Don't believe she got it off before the shot clock either.
No, I don't think so.
And of course, both teams here just looking forward towards the playoffs right now, and gonna really look to try and make it to that championship weekend, which is gonna be held in Lethbridge this year. Just 42 left on the clock. It's Abby Payne, who hit a couple of big threes earlier in the fourth quarter. Couldn't get him to go late. She's gonna try another one though. This one's short. Second opportunity, that one doesn't go. And that is going to be a foul called in transition. As shot clock now turned off, Trojans can just let this one run out.
And that's a big win for the Trojans if they want to have any hope going into this playoffs of continuing on.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are going to improve to 9-11 on the season. Going to even up with the other team in Calgary, the Ambrose Lions, who are also on 9 wins right now. So it's going to be a big win for them. Brooke Baker just going to dribble it out, and that is going to be everything for you here at Edge School, as your SAIT Trojans are going to pick up a big 64-53 victory over their rival NAIT Ooks. Huge win for the Trojans here tonight. player of the game announcement coming up for both teams. Simon, give me your call. Who do you think should be player of the game for both teams?
Ooh, that's definitely tough. I'd say for the Trojans, I'd probably give it to Ava Curl. She played strong all night. And I'd say probably I think it's a bit more of a toss-up on the other side, if I were to be honest with you, but I'd probably give it to Lucy Wild.
Yeah, I think so too. Double-double, 12 and 10. Really impressive performance. But yeah, I gotta agree with you on Ava Curl, I think.
To recognize tonight's ACAC players of the game. Tonight's player of the game for the visiting NAIT. Number 9, Abigail Payne.
And Abby Payne, big 14 points, including some huge threes in that fourth quarter. Had a strong game, especially after taking an elbow to the nose on the first quarter. She really played strong and deserves that player of the game honor.
And she was definitely a big part of that comeback effort we saw in the third and fourth quarter from NAIT.
Absolutely.
Tonight's player of the game for your own SAIT Trojans. Number 4, Ava Curl.
And you called it, Simon. It could only be. Ava Curl was a spark plug all game long. Huge, huge contribution in that first quarter and a big reason why the Trojans are winners here tonight.
Yeah, definitely no surprise there.
That is going to be all we have for you here in the first half of this back-to-back here live at Edge School in Calgary. Got the second half of the back-to-back coming up for you at 8 o'clock, as it is going to be the NAIT Ooks taking on the 5-time defending ACAC men's basketball champion, SAIT Trojans. We will have that call for you right here on ACAC TV, and that is all for you here. See, catch you in a little bit.